With lockdowns easing and the summer weather approaching, Americans are getting restless, and they're planning summer vacations. But cities like Albuquerque, Savannah, Nashville, and Salt Lake City, they're seeing spikes in bookings. Joining us to talk about where and how to travel is Tim Hentschel. He's the CEO and founder of Hotel Planner, and our panel returns as well with Joe and Victoria. Tim, we'll start with you here. According to your data, those cities, Albuquerque and Savannah and Nashville, they're booking up. What does this mean for those major beach sites like Miami or Long Island or California that would normally see those high tourism levels?
Well, thank you for having me during these difficult, tragic, and heartbreaking times. Yes, we are seeing a little bit of travel recovery after the lockdowns are beginning to ease. But unfortunately, given all the things that is going on right now, some of those secondary cities that were booking up are now seeing some cancellations. So we're seeing some new booking trends that are pushing people towards Branson, Pigeon Forge, Knoxville, destinations like those. And hopefully some of these bigger cities will start to see a rebound once things get under control.
Yeah, Tim, I know you're referring to those protests that we're seeing across the nation, some peaceful, some turning violent. How's that going to impact people who might have visited those cities over the summer months? Do you think it would?
Well, it couldn't be more tragic. And what's so unfortunate is so many hotels, the 2- and 3-star hotels in those cities are minority-owned businesses. They've already had a really tough time over the last couple of months with COVID. And now they're seeing, this violence, the looting. Of course, we've seen a ton of cancellations as we were beginning to see bookings there, and those are going away. So, very tragic and heartbreaking times that we're going through. And the industry, has been decimated. We were at as low as 10% occupancy. In April, we bounced back to 30% occupancy. May, we were starting to see 40% occupancies, but I'm sure we're going to see another 5% drop in June, given everything that's going on right now. Yeah. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Joe, I know earlier we were talking about insurance that could potentially help these businesses get back on track, those who might have been destroyed because of protests nationwide. But, that's not going to guarantee necessarily that people will be booking these destinations, that they'd be booking these hotels or Airbnbs or bed and breakfasts across the nation to begin with. What's this going to mean for the tourism industry, do you think?
Well, there's no doubt that one of the most important things for the tourism industry is public order, and that requires leadership from governors and mayors and city councils and state legislatures, all of whom have been AWOL on this issue. The travel industry had already suffered greatly from COVID. We know that, especially the airlines and the hotels. Now they get the double whammy because of the lack of leadership of a number of governors and mayors and legislatures. This is really quite remarkable. People have caved into violence. And after the sight of the looting in New York City and Chicago with the killings and Minneapolis, these are major cities who cannot control their streets. I will tell you this. People will not travel to cities where they do not think they will be safe. It's as simple as that. And when you have bad political leadership, this is what you get.
And I know Joe, that we can't predict it. Yeah, but Victoria, how long do you think we could see this playing out?
Well, I think there's such a pent-up demand that you're just going to find people at a certain point, just everybody's going to be booking things. Joe and I just confirmed right before the show our reservations in Southampton, New York, on Long Island, and we are so excited. In 4 weeks, we will be there for our annual trip to Southampton, and the 1708 house is open for business.
Good. I'm glad to hear. I know that's something to look forward to during this time, and I'm glad you were able to make that happen. Tim, have you heard of people maybe trying these different destinations, maybe trying renting out RVs or something different because of coronavirus? Not necessarily because of the protests right now, but because we have had to deal with, social distancing from one another and wearing masks and just changing our lifestyle. Have people changed their travel routines as well?
Just in the last few days, we've seen a spike in Airbnb bookings. So, there was a movement, obviously, to get to remote destinations, the shores, the lakes, the staycation was the theme that we were seeing as we were coming out of lockdown. Travelers were gravitating towards chain hotels because they had in place heavy cleanliness standards they put in place for COVID. But now people want to get even more remote, so they're going with remote homes and secondary homes by the shore, in the desert, and in the mountains. So Airbnb's seen a spike. So people are saying, look, I'd rather take my chances with COVID than take my chances with any kind of crowds right now because of the unrest.
Yeah. Interesting to see how it's affecting so many industries right now, including the travel and tourism industry. That's Tim Hentschel. He's the CEO and founder of Hotel Planner. Thanks for being with us. Along with our panel today, Joe diGenova and Victoria Toensing, thank you for being with us. We really appreciate your time and all of your great conversation. Thanks so much.